Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartache still
Happy Monday. It's December 23rd, 2 days away from Christmas. It's always a weird time in Los Angeles. Los Angeles just totally shuts down from like December 20th to like January 5th or something. Just if you're in the business, just poof, see ya. Which sucks when you work every day. You're like, hey, wait a minute, I still want to work. What are you guys doing? I need to work. That's just me talking crazy shit on this Monday. How are you guys? Good? You guys good? You have a good weekend? I had a great weekend. Did some shows. Went and saw the David Lynch art opening. David Lynch has a art opening, an art exhibit. Didn't open over the weekend. It's been around for about a month, but I went and checked that out with my boy Kevin Christie. He's a great comedian. He's also on All Things Comedy. Occasionally Awesome with Nick Youssef, those guys. But here I am, man. Just getting into it. Thanks for everybody that wrote some great reviews on iTunes this week. This shit's helping, and I was number 104. I was telling you guys last week on iTunes. That's pretty impressive. Luscious Jenkins, thanks for your great review on iTunes. 4960 Jake, another great review. Someone called Serious LOL. Serious LOL. Thank you. J.A. Wright, or Jaw Wright. I'm not sure what it is. Jaw Wright 78. Jaw Wright. Thump. Jaw Wright. Zaweel Z's. Great reviews. Thanks, guys. That's fucking cool. iTunes, keep writing the reviews, subscribe. Let there be talk. Let there be talk. Great episode today. I got a good friend of mine, Mr. Jeff Fletcher. You're going, who's Jeff Fletcher? I'm going to tell you who he is right now. He's an old friend of mine, one of my oldest friends. And I recorded this show last month while I was in San Francisco doing the San Francisco series of podcasts during my Punchline run. He's funny. He's a great dude. He's a great friend. He's a great singer. Plays in a cover band for 17 years called the Wonder Bread 5. It's a great story. Tune in and listen to what it's like to be in a cover band for 17 years. It's insane. You know, I mean, you run into the same shit you would a regular band. Find out what it's like. Listen to the episode. Before I go, I want to say happy holidays to all you Del Raisers. Have a great holiday. A Christmas, whatever you celebrate, have a good one. If you live in Los Angeles, don't do it alone. If you're living by yourself, come down to the Laugh Factory Christmas Day. I'll be there all day, serving free food and doing some stand-up with a bunch of other comedians. Come down, it's free. Join Jamie Masada. He's great. He does it every year, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Feed all you guys out there that don't have any family or friends around. Or if you do have family and friends, bring them down. It's pretty festive. Feels good. And have a great Christmas. Last thing, Del Raisers, if you're looking for parts for your Harley Davidson in the Bay Area, or you need someone to work on your bike, maybe some riding gear or new wheels, go down to my favorite place, McGuire Harley Davidson, the one and only Harley Davidson dealership in Contra Costa County. I just got some stuff from my bike, man. I love them. It's a family-owned dealer. You can't beat that. Nothing better than a family-owned dealer. They treat you right. Good people there. Go see Ryan, my buddy. Or find them online, McGuire-HD.com, or look them up on Facebook. McGuire Harley Davidson. Get your Christmas motorcycle, man. Go down there. Brrr, I need a Christmas bike. Yeah. Oh, all right, guys. I love you, man. Have a great Christmas, and that's pretty much it. Enjoy Jeff Fletcher. I love the guy. Thanks, Fletch, for doing the gig. After the episode, tweet at him. They're on Twitter or Facebook, WonderBread5. Here you go. Rock and roll, people. monster nuts. Who says this? Let the beat talk. Get on the back, dude. You are Let the beat talk. Let the beat talk. Going nuts to buzz with you. Let the beat talk.
Listen up, quit your bitchin' slut. Kick back, light a blunt and get the dishes done. Matter of fact, you belong in that kitchen, hun. Over here, sitting back, sniffing round, sipping rum. Pissed drunk and sick of the same bullshit. The same bar jokes and old shit. What the fuck, I wanna hear that rock and roll shit. Comedy with Paul, some of that speedball and coke shit. Let that beat talk, Dean speaks each storm. Better rewind, that's the butts. Got me busted up, my guts are fucked and falling out of me. He just killed them all. A slayer on the stage, raining blood with no remorse. That way beat talk. Let that beat talk. Let that beat talk. Tell ways and ways in hell never fails. Let that beat talk. Let that beat talk. Let that beat talk. Tell ways and ways in hell.
All right, here we are, another episode in San Francisco. I've been fucking podcasting all day today, 5 hours straight, the San Francisco Chronicles. Got a guest here today, my old friend Jeff Fletcher. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Jeff Fletcher, Fletchman, plays in a cover band called Wonder Bread 5.
Yeah.
But that's not why I got him on. I mean, we're going to talk about that. That's why he is on. But he's, how long have we known each other?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I know.
No. My first memory of you, and you don't even know this. I've never told you this.
Yeah.
My first memory of you is when I was probably 12 years old at Cal Skate.
No way.
You were a speed skater guy, and you would get put in the penalty box. You had the long hair, and I was like, "Who's that guy?" And you get in trouble all the time. You'd be in the penalty box. That's my first memory of you.
I remember
before
the
I ever
DJ's
knew you.
name, Roger. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Roller skate. You went there?
Oh yeah.
God, that place rocked.
I didn't go there all the time, but like my mom wouldn't drive me. Up
I
to
skated
Nevada.
speed skate on the team.
Right.
And small yellow shorts. You know what I mean? Like those ones where your dick could hang out. I don't know how you skated in those. It's just ball shots.
Right.
Oh, my God. I mostly went there because of the, just early age boner coming on.
Well, I heard the story that you, like, I don't know who it was, but they told me they'd be like standing. You know, it'd be a long line to get in that place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you just come walking right up and walk right into the front door.
Yeah, man. I've been doing that all my life, right?
I know, man.
That's
Seriously.
fucking crazy. Yeah, well, I knew the owner. I mean, I didn't know the owner. What happened was they built that place. I started skating there, and they started a team. And me and my buddy Mark Garderman were the fast fucking guys.
Right.
We were like champion speed skaters. It was weird. And I played hockey forever. And then when they built the roller rink, that was kind of hot for a while.
Yeah.
Just 70s roller skating.
Yeah.
And, man, we'd go around, whip ass on teams. We were fast. And then I remember we were in novice, and they moved us up to expert, and we went down to L.A., past L.A., something beach. Forget one, not Hermosa Beach, but down there somewhere.
Right.
And we were racing expert, and we got smoked. We were fucking. I remember a guy lapped me. I was out of wind. He was just like, "See ya," and I was like, "Oh, this is a whole different thing."
Yeah.
We came home defeated.
That's funny.
Defeated, but we had fun. That's funny. You went to Cal Skate.
Yeah.
Now we know each other mostly from rock and roll.
Pretty much that's where it started.
Yeah, yes, the Stone. But I always say that you're my memory from the drug days.
Right.
Of you didn't party and you had this station wagon. I don't know why, but you had a mom and dad style station wagon. That was your car.
That's what I wanted. Like I picked that out.
Yeah. It was the ugly station wagon too.
Silver bullet.
Yeah, the 80s one that was rounded. And you would just drive me around while I was on my drug brigades.
Yeah. We'd all get in them. We'd We go everywhere, man.
Yeah, I remember my thing. I say Fletch. He's seen me fight, fuck, and rock.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
right. Yeah, right. But lately the stories have been coming back. I think about them. I sit around
Right.
and I just go, man, I don't know. I can't believe I'm not dead.
Yeah.
That's one thing I trip on, man. How about this story? We pull into the Chevron station about 4 a.m. There's a donut truck out front. Remember that one?
I'll never. Well, first of all, we're in Cab Daddy's.
Yeah.
We're in his Mercedes. He's always got a different car every week. We're in his Mercedes.
Yeah, there's this guy that was kind of managing my band, and we called him the Cab Daddy. He owned a nightclub, but I
Yeah.
think he was secretly just a blow dealer or something. I don't know. He just had endless money. He was wild, and he liked to have fun, which I love dudes like that.
So here's what I saw from that story.
Yeah.
I'm inside the car, and you get out and you walk over to that van. So I'm windows up, and I'm just watching you, and you're
Yeah.
kind of talking to this guy for a while. Next thing, he comes out with not like a small, like a giant sheet
Yeah.
full of donuts.
Yeah, like a 24-piece
Yeah.
sheet of
And-
like Krispy Kreme.
And there's no boxes or anything. And you're like, yeah, right in here. And he dumps the donuts on the floor, like in the passenger seat of the car.
He did.
Yeah, and we had donuts for like a week.
Oh, I remember eating them on the way home, and like the cocaine and Stoli vodka and the donuts just hit, and it was like, ugh.
The best part about all that though is I never knew you were on cocaine.
I know. It was
I just thought you were
great.
drinking.
It was so great because you were like you didn't party at all. Why was
Yeah.
that? Like your family was religious?
No, I never had any real reason. I just kind of just was never interested in it. I always
Right.
hung out with you guys, and in high school the stoners, and just
That's
never interested
weird.
in it,
Right? Were you
Didn't-
scared?
No, I didn't. It started with drinking. I didn't like the taste of it.
Right. Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
never liked the guy. I just
I don't think anybody does, and then they just man up to it. You know
right.
what
I
mean?
guess I never manned up.
Yeah. Man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Then you had some great bands over the time in the Bay Area. You had this one, Calling All Cars. That was.
You've been talking about Devo a lot. Remember you booked us with Devo at the
I
Stone?
did book you with Devo.
I never saw that place more packed. I'm sure it was, but
Yeah. Which record was that? Do you remember? Because
might
to
have
me,
been like-
all the Devo shows are
was-
a blur.
it was-
They're all the same.
it was
except they're
later.
old. Yeah, it was later.
it was later. It may have been a greatest hits thing or something, or greatest misses or whatever.
I think so. Yeah, because when they did the New Traditionalists, I think that's in the '80s, and they were still huge then.
Yeah.
They played Bill Graham Civic Center.
yeah.
So I remember Devo played Santa Rosa Vets.
Oh, really?
And I was in the front row, stoned, and I kept untying the singer's shoe. And it was funny because I had Al Tiemann on from Roadrunner. He said I
Right.
was doing the same thing.
Right.
I don't
I
know
remember
why
that.
I did that to bands back then. Just like, what a dick.
Yeah.
Like all kid shit. Like, I untied your shoe.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
The guitar player, he had his his guitar pedal. Remember he had it duct taped to his guitar so
I
he
love
could push
that.
it with his hand.
Yeah. He had just the fucking distortion pedal on there.
Yeah.
I remember we would hang at the Stone, which is, of course, where Metallica, became huge, and all those bands. But also there was another scene, the glam scene was going,
Right.
and it was just chicks and everything.
You'd have your birthday things there.
Yeah, I'd have birthday bashes,
Yeah.
and I was booking it, so it was pretty much just my clubhouse.
Yeah,
and
it
we
really
would
was.
we just get fucked up. I remember the funniest story though was when you were walking backstage and there was a band had their gear set up in front of the curtain, and you bumped the curtain, and all of a sudden we just hear a knock on the door, and the guy's got his guitar with the headstock broken.
It's like this, like inverted.
Inverted. He's like, "Hey man, somebody's got to pay for this."
And you're like, nope, that wasn't us, man.
Yeah,
No, no.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Get out of our headliner dressing room.
That's like that time when Ghost Town was playing there, and when Fings was in the band, he jumped on the video screen and it ripped and everything. Do a Monkey Man,
Dude, I
and,
almost got
and the guy
fired.
came in. You're like, no, it wasn't us, man. It was some bikers in the front.
Yeah, dude. People are like, "Oh, what is this podcast? These guys are just reminiscing."
Right.
But it's I'm just trying to get out like how radical San Fran was back in the day. Even though Hollywood was a million times hotter and crazier
Right.
and wilder, but there was a time where rock was so big on Broadway.
Yeah.
You know, you had Mabue Gardens across the street. But so you had the band Calling All Cars, which was an interesting band. You guys were like an alt kind of band before, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you guys were into
Nine Inch Nails. and
Cure, shit
yeah,
like that.
all that kind
Your
of
singer
stuff.
looked like Mo from Three Stooges.
Yeah. And Joel was the guitar player. He went on to be like, he's done every movie you've seen. He works at ILM and does like everything, man.
Special
all
effects.
the Star Wars stuff, all the computer animation. He's like the hugest guy there. It's amazing that he went
That's
on to
right.
do
Yeah,
that.
he's been there for years, right?
Yeah, he's like.
Now,
done
what
everything.
does Buka do, your old singer?
Buka, he's in a cover band right now too.
Yeah.
And he's got a family of like, he's got 5 kids, 4
Whoa.
girls and 1 boy.
Hey, wrap it up, dude.
Yeah.
So, you know, then here's what happens is an interesting thing, and so you're playing original music, and then you start playing covers, and then we kind of have a falling out because
Right.
I hate cover bands.
Right.
I still do, but I don't. I understand it now because somebody said something great on a podcast here a couple days ago. He said, some people think if you do a commercial, you're selling out.
Uh-huh.
And a guy said, I'd rather do a commercial for Starbucks than work at Starbucks.
Right.
But the problem I had at the time, and I never really talked to anybody about it, was there was these great musicians, and they got a taste of money, and they disappeared.
Uh-huh.
One of them being John Butler,
Right.
who was
Unbelievable.
the greatest guitar
Best.
player around. He still is right
Yeah.
now. He could
Yeah.
play in anybody's band. He could have been Ozzy's guy.
Right.
He could have been in, I think, Nine Inch Nails at one time. He was going to
He
audition.
tried out for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot
too.
Chili
He could have
Peppers.
easily been in that.
Could have easily been in the Chili Peppers. But what was happening with me was, I mean, as corny as it is, you say like, oh, I'm in it for the art. Yeah, I want to make some money or whatever. But at
Yeah.
first, I'm seeing all my friends. And what year is this, you think? It's .com. It's around 90s.
It's we started the band in 96 or 7.
Right. So what the taste that gets in my mouth, and this is why I kind of disappear from everyone, is the city has been fucking shit canned by
Yeah.
.comers.
Total bummer.
So all of a sudden, the bars that we hung out and played and had fun in, and the recording studios where we recorded records and stuff, we're all fucking gone.
Like truly gone.
Truly, I'm
Like gone.
And this shit happened overnight. Here's what happens: is .com companies open up all over San Francisco. People are fake millionaires.
Right. And they get those work live lofts and they're like, "Oh, we don't want the live music around here."
Yeah, they're building these work work lofts, and they're like, we don't want noise.
Yeah.
And people all think they're millionaires because they offer stocks, and everybody has. I have $3 million in stocks at my work or whatever, and no one's going out because they're fucking working. You know, they're workaholics at these .coms. But if they are going out, they're going out to see fucking cover bands.
Right.
And it starts eating me alive. Like, you got this disco cover band that has 1,000 people in it, and then you're playing music that you're working your ass off on, and you got like 20 people there.
Yeah.
And the city didn't have this culture anymore. It was like shitty people from like, you know, Walnut Creek or whatever. And they're just like, yeah, man, we're partying, you know, boogie nights, all right, you know. And guys are throwing wigs on and shit. So it eats me alive.
Yep. Understood.
Yeah. But really what eats me alive is I see primo players give up on their
Right.
dream.
Yeah.
And I can't judge anybody by that anymore because I've been poor most of my life.
Yeah.
And it's like my bass player Joey said, you know, there's a dark side to where you're at, which I understand. When you're constantly chasing something you feel you're supposed to be doing, which I feel I'm supposed to be on stage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm happier than ever. But of course, you do get crazy with no money.
Yep.
So I would play in like a 70s cover band like John has, Boda Bag or something for fun because
I heard you were asked to do that. No.
I was, and then I don't know what. The bass player died. He
Yeah,
fucking
that's
went
crazy.
hiking and
I hate
died.
this- yeah.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, it's long-winded, but I really threw in the group of these cover bands with these shitty.com people, and I
Yep.
got the fuck out of here and moved to LA.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because last night I told somebody on stage at the Punchline, I said, yeah, I live in LA now. Someone booed it. And I was like, fuck you. It's California.
Right.
I'm still in California. And also, people think LA was fake. If you looked at San Francisco in 96, 97, 98, there's nothing faker than a fake San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know? So that's where my falling out was with you. And I wanted to explain it to you. Of course, you know, that's
Yeah.
where it is. And my old guitar player was doing your sound. I was like,
Right.
fuck all
It was
those
just too
guys.
weird.
They're doing covers.
Yeah.
They're making money and they're just done.
Right.
And the thing I hated the most about guys in cover bands was when they'd go, just doing this for a summer and then we're going to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like strippers.
I remember trying to email you when you were like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm just entertaining people, man. It's like Frank Sinatra, Louis Prima, all those guys, they were a cover band. They played, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And I was trying, you know, you didn't really have any of it, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. I really like to entertain people. If people aren't having fun in the audience, I'm looking at my watch like, when do we get out of here?
Yeah.
If they're having a good time, then I'm having a great time, whether
Oh, yeah.
there's 3 people or 1,000 or, you know, 10,000 people, whatever.
Well, the thing that tripped me out was I was in this band, Two Lane Blacktop.
Yeah.
And we'd played to like 1,000 people at the Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And they were that same kind of fun going on.
Yeah.
I mean, these concerts were out of control fun. You know, like Motherload and Tulane.
It was just unbelievable going to that place. It was like you knew it didn't matter who was playing. You didn't even look who was playing because you knew you were going to get amazing bands in every single room. There's 3 rooms with bands.
Three
It's like
rooms. Yeah.
unbelievable.
So the thing I was tripping on was like all of a sudden we're playing to like 10 people and this
Right.
cover bands are at DNA Lounge,
DNA.
Rob Schneider's place, and
Yeah.
it's just thousands of people and I don't know anybody. And I'm
Yeah.
like, not that you're supposed to know them, but I'm like, I don't recognize their clothing or anything.
It's not. It's a new scene, but not a good scene,
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Actually, things drive me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, well, that fucking whole scene is going to drive me to try to learn guitar and write songs.
And I was so impressed because all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm playing. This was. We hadn't fallen out yet, and you were doing your guitar stuff, and I was like, holy shitty. Like, because I remember I picked up guitar around the same time I was trying to play. And,
Yeah.
and you were like, yeah, check this videotape out. This guy teach you how to play the whole thing. And I was like, and you really did it.
I did.
You like stuck with it. And then all of a sudden you're like writing these great songs. Like that solo album is still like,
I like that
Roca
record.
Drive is like, I could cry listening to that song. I'm not even kidding. It's just to hear, like, it's so real. It's so real.
Yeah. Well, you know, that song is. Yeah. Here's the thing. I got a tape, learn guitar on VCR,
You gave me that.
Yeah.
I probably still have that videotape.
and I was like, fuck these cover bands.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. And that was when Wilco and stuff started hitting and,
Yeah.
and Wallflowers and Counting Crows.
Right.
And I was like, this is some good songs. These guys are playing music.
Yeah.
I want to get into these, like hang with this scene. And then I learned to play guitar. It was fucking hard as fuck
Yeah.
every day for a year.
I was so impressed though.
But it's kind of like comedy. Just
Yeah.
take it on. I'm doing this.
Do it.
But anyway, I'm over that dick move now, and it's great that you're around. Like I had Mike Varney on yesterday. I was thinking, man, we're still alive.
Yeah.
I don't know how. And you
Probably
know,
because I drove you around everywhere.
fucking A, right? Fucking
Yeah.
A, man. So let's talk about a little bit about cover band world because it's incredibly huge.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all now, and like I said, I saw Boda Bag, and it was one of the funnest nights I've ever had.
Uh-huh.
They don't play very much
I don't
ever.
think so that much anymore.
Boda Bag's a 70s band. They put these fucking wigs on,
Yeah.
the clothes, the guitars,
Mustaches.
Yeah, everything is fucking legit.
Yeah.
They come out and they just open with like Slow Ride.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they play Fog Hat. The bass player does
yeah,
these raps. He'll be like, oh, hey man, I was backstage getting some pussy. I did a little bump of coke. That's what this song's about, you know. It'd be like a
Yeah. And like some crazy effect on his voice. I heard.
Yeah.
Make it way lower.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, yeah, man, we love a fire. You really have five party. Just I was fucking entertained, and I liked it. And the great thing is to hear great music live.
Yeah.
Now your cover band is called Wonder Bread 5.
Yeah.
You started out as a Michael Jackson tribute.
Yeah. Jackson 5.
You have incredible voice. You can sing exact to Michael.
Right.
Right? Let's hear some Michael.
It's too early for Michael right now. Man. It's too early.
You can't do him?
It's hard to do that stuff anymore.
Oh, because you're old now.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
I can do it.
You got it. You got it, man. Yeah.
You know?
A 1 and 1 make 2 out. I'm gonna have a baby.
If I would have had in-ears in the beginning, then I probably would just be blowing that stuff all night still.
Yeah, I think it's easier, though, with in-ears, I was describing.
Oh, it's way easier.
Like, if you have in-ears, I can sing this loud, you know,
Right.
like, 'cause this is thriller.
Yeah.
You know, you can just do it. You know, but man, when you got to sing over a band, it's a blowout.
Yeah, definitely.
So you start as a Michael Jackson cover band and immediately kind of takes off, right?
It's kind of one of those things where, like, King described it as just magic. Like, we didn't put any work into it. It
Right.
just took off, and the radio stations. Remember the old days, like radio station, probably still just they wouldn't let an original band come on there and try and promote their stuff. Or for some reason, they would just love the cover bands, and they would just take us under their wing and have us play all their listener appreciation parties and
Like,
you know,
what are we talking, KRQR?
it was Alice at the time.
Alice at the time, right.
And it, you know, that morning show took us on, and they just loved us. And
Now, you guys are a 5-piece band? Mm-hmm. And you got keyboards, guitar, bass, drums. And so you guys start doing that. Now, at the time, we got shitloads of disco bands.
Yeah.
We had Groove Line,
Yeah.
which was a spin-off of Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights is the original kind of disco band.
Yeah.
And also you have... you had like Atomic Punks doing the Van Halen. Those are tribute bands.
Right.
You guys were more...
we at the time we were a tribute band. Like, we would get flown to House of Blues and play because we were a Jackson 5 tribute band. And
Right.
then we started branching off, and then, you know, we weren't a tribute band anymore. So, you know, they were going to fly us down to House of Blues to play disco when they already have all the disco bands down there.
Right. Because once the thing starts taking off, people start throwing wigs on, right? And just fucking all over America.
Uh-huh.
Now, the one guy, I don't know, did he manage you, Jamie?
No, he did get us some gigs down in the LA area.
Right.
But, no, we didn't. We heard about him and kind of wanted to work with him, but then we heard probably stay clear of him. He was kind of one of those guys who
owns everything.
owns it all. You know,
Yeah.
we just didn't want it. That's fine. That's great. I mean, it's smart of him, but we didn't want to be owned.
He was kind of like that guy that managed all the boy bands in Florida. But what if listeners don't know, what was happening was there was a band in the late 80s called what was
Roxanne.
Roxanne. They're signed to Scotty Brothers, which was a label, like some little gangster label. They had a hit with the song
Play That Funky Music.
Play That Funky Music. They covered that.
Yeah. They're on Arsenio Hall, remember?
They're on Arsenio Hall. Now, what happens is they kind of fade away, and to make some money, they're all living in a band house in Van Nuys. On the weekends, they'd throw some wigs on. I have the original photo at my house in a frame.
Yeah.
It's awesome. They'd throw wigs on, and they would play as this band Boogie Nights.
They'd open for themselves.
They would open for themselves.
I can't remember who played first. I think Roxanne played first.
Roxanne played first, and then Boogie Nights. Yeah. Now, Boogie Nights immediately gets bigger than Roxanne.
Yeah.
The singer has an idea of putting together a few of these bands.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Kiss. You just don't know who the guys are. Just throw wigs on them. Who cares? In the meantime, he also has the Metal Shop, which was which is
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther. But he starts putting together different styles of cover bands and
80s.
tributes. And he had an M80s, Spasmatics.
M80s was before that. Yeah.
So he has all these different style bands, and they're blowing up all over America. and those bands are flying around playing
Yeah.
to like 2,000-3,000 people
Yep.
and making like 20 grand a night.
Yeah.
You know, he's managing them all. Steel Panther breaks away. They have to give the name up
Yep.
and shit. But anyway, I'm just trying to give a little history of how big this got.
Yeah.
Then it seemed to kind of go away, and you guys are still going.
Yep. Still going, man.
Now, how
Still-
many years have you been doing it?
I think 17.
17?
On Thanksgiving evening, I think it'll be. That was our first show.
17 years.
Yeah, that's I stopped working a day job in 2000.
Now, you were working a day job?
Yeah, for the .com people, just
Right.
doing that. Doing
Here's an
graphics and-
interesting day job, a little sidekick in this. You had a job, and next door is where they did Gumby.
Yeah, the real Gumby.
The real Gumby back in the days. And you took me in there.
Yeah.
And they were shooting stop animation clay Gumby in there.
yeah, real Gumbies, man.
Fucking crazy. Guy'd move a leg, shoot a
Yeah.
photo, and I remember there was hundreds of Gumbies and
yeah, it was crazy.
laying around, and they gave you a real Gumby, and you said recently you found it was all crunched
Yeah, it was
up.
all crunched up and it moved.
Did they have like a mold for Gumby?
Yeah, it was like it was a mold they'd put together, and then they'd pour it in the top, and then
They
it was
pour it
done.
in
Yeah,
like
they'd
liquid clay?
They'd pour whatever it was in, and it would harden, and then they'd pull them out. And the way they got the eyes to move is they'd put those white parts on, and then for the pupils, they'd put a piece of Vaseline on the end of the pupil, and then it would just stick there, and they could move it around. That's how it would stay there, and they could move it. Those eye movements
And
pretty cool.
How many guys were working in there? Because
Two.
yeah, that's right. Because I remember going into this warehouse and there was no one in there.
You got 2 people.
Yeah. You know what's weird is when I think about my life, I really feel like, oh yeah, Forrest Gump. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
I was at a Gumby shoot before.
That's what John McDill always says about you.
It's so weird,
Yeah.
right? So that's just a little side note. So you're working a day job and
Yeah.
you're doing at night. You're out playing.
Yeah.
You getting chicks? Are you guys
Oh, yeah.
fucking girls?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The whole band, like nobody's business.
Like it's got to be easy because they're just drunk. Like love you. You
Oh,
just-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like way more chicks than your whole life, right?
Yes, yes.
And where are you fucking them? Just at the gigs?
Sometimes in the car.
Yeah.
Just afterwards.
car
Just like-
sex.
yeah, and I remember one I was having sex with her, and we drove to Sausalito or something.
Yeah.
And we went to this parking lot, and the guy's like, and he knocks on the window. You guys got to get out of here. So we drove somewhere else. This was when I still had drums.
Yeah.
Pulled my drum set out, and then we had sex in the back of the car. The drums are sitting on the street.
That'd be great if you were fucking and some guy just looted your drums.
Oh my God.
Hey, let me pull the drums out.
Yeah.
God, that's funny shit. Wait, no, why were your drums in there? You didn't play drums in Wonder Bread 5.
Well, my first cover band experience was as still being a drummer. So remember we did OBGYN, we all dressed up as girls and played kind of punk rock.
I forgot about that.
And then after that, I was in Honey with Jen and Chris Manning from Jellyfish, and then we did that Dukes of Hazzard band with Danny West from Vane and Jen singing, and
that was cover, right?
Yeah,
like
that was
country
all, like,
covers.
It was like, oh God, what's that guy's name? Yeah, it was country covers.
Yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then that's when so Pat, the guitar player, he was in Flesh Weapons.
Right.
He used to play I Want You Back at the end of their shows.
Yeah, and you'd
I
go
would
up
get
and
up
sing
and
it.
sing with him. And finally, one night, I'm just like, hey, you want to start a cover band doing Jackson 5s and make some gas money? And he's like, yeah, you get the guys and I'm in. And so then I just handpicked my best friends, and the rest is history.
Who was doing the We Are the World? Was that you?
That was me with Protein.
Yeah,
with
tell me-
Josh and Russ.
Yeah,
and
you guys
Dan.
did all the voices.
I did all the voices.
Yeah.
and I'd hold the cards like the Bob Dylan video. And
Yeah,
like,
who
have
you were doing?
Yeah, and throw them while I was singing. That was me, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was great.
Yeah. That side note. The Lusty Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lusty Lady's one of the grossest strip joints ever if you haven't been in San Fran, but it's the original like 42nd Street, New York. It's quarter
Right.
booze. You drop quarters in and you'll see basically just tarantulas in there. and man, we would go in there to like sport fuck ourselves just to see who could get off in there. Wasn't that weird?
Yeah.
It just smells like cum.
Oh, it's
There's
really
always the
weird
guy that
smell.
would be mopping up the cum.
Yeah.
One of the grossest places on earth.
So Dan walks in there, and I'm in one. You know, there's a corner window, so you can see the other guys.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're on the one side, you can see the other guys when the window goes
That's
up.
right.
And Dan's there, and he's holding up one of the signs and says, "Kenny Loggins." So funny.
Oh man, that shit is funny, man. That place still there?
I have no idea.
God.
I think it is, but I have no idea.
I remember they were like,
Palladium was next to it, and then that Larry Flint, is that his name?
yeah, and then
Hustler
across
guy.
the street,
He
Coca
bought- he
Dream
bought it,
Morty's.
Yeah.
All right, so you get the band going, and it gets fucking big. You're making some crazy money, right? You're doing corporates and .com parties and shit.
Like so many.
Like those .com
Amazing.
parties, man, they're paying like 50 grand and shit, right?
No,
What-
not to us.
What are they paying?
Back then,
Yeah.
we were just starting out, man.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were paying us like $3,000.
Yeah, that's
we weren't,
still
we weren't-
good.
It was amazing, but we weren't getting like what Boogie Nights and stuff was getting.
Yeah, those guys were getting. I remember they were getting flown to like Hawaii or something.
we got to that point.
Yeah.
and we're still at that point right now. Like last week, we were in Phoenix, and then the week before that, we were in Vegas, and the week before that, we were in the Keys in Florida. You know,
Wow.
we still fly around and play lots of.
And they just have gear there, just rented
Yeah,
gear.
you just show up and play.
Right. And then how are they finding you still? Is it
A
videos?
lot
on-
of word of mouth.
Yeah, oh,
like,
really?
Like it's weird. I don't know if you know who Erskine Bowles is, but he was like on that. He was on the staff for Clinton administration, and he's done a bunch of stuff, and he's like had us play all of his kids' weddings, and like everyone in we play lots in North Carolina. They're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, we got to get this band come out here and play. It's word of mouth.
That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now you start making some good money, and you
Yeah.
get in a battle with Pat, the guitar player, right?
That didn't happen until way later, probably about 5 years ago.
Right. Okay.
And
so,
so that happened.
And what happens there? Is it turn into like a greed machine or something?
It turned into kind of one of those things like I know you've experienced before being
yeah.
in a band. I mean, like my favorite story is when you and Fings
Fired the guy?
Fired that guy. But you get that guy who's in the band, and the chemistry's gone, and it's just not working anymore. Like we couldn't even get together and rehearse and come up with new songs. So people are just seeing us play the same songs over and over again. We're watching the attendance fall off, and he's just like you get in a rehearsal studio with him, and he's looking at the ground, or he'd be on stage, he'd be looking the other way, and people be like, "What's
Just
wrong with that
punching
guy?"
in.
Yeah, and we just couldn't deal with it anymore, and we just asked him to leave.
And he had a meltdown.
I don't know. He had a meltdown as far as trying to sue us and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Got all crazy with
Yeah.
the legal stuff. I think that guys, if they're a good guy and you're a brother to them, I think guys lose perspective of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I think if they had a little fucking like band jail where you go, hey, you're unhappy. What happens next week is you have to go to band jail, and what band jail is you work at Burger King.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because most musicians, it's either construction or
Yeah.
rock and roll. You always see that.
We tried everything with him, man. We would try to talk to him. He looked at it as a business, and he didn't look at it as we're having fun. He would always say, "This is a business. This is anarchy. You can't kick me out."
Yeah.
And we tried mediation. We had a guy. We went to Berkeley and tried to have a guy try to.
You guys are like
help us
Metallica,
work- yeah,
some
try to
kind
work
of
it out.
monster.
Yeah. And he wouldn't go for it, and we were just like, it's just time. It got to the point where it was so bad that we flew to Sun Valley, Idaho to play a gig, and we're flying home, and he's like up in the window, like this, against a seat, trying not to just trying to pretend we're not there.
Weird.
He's doing that so hard that he doesn't realize the whole flight, that Steve Young from 49ers sitting in this chair right behind him.
Yeah.
And we're laughing and having fun and trying to take sneak pictures of
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
Young.
yeah.
He's having
Yeah.
a good time. And,
Yeah.
and I'm talking to, they have kids and they're crying. I'm talking to his wife. They're totally cool. And he gets off the plane. This is how much he was trying not to pay attention to us. He gets off the plane. He didn't say one word to us that entire trip.
Yeah.
And he gets off the plane. He's all, "Oh, Steve Young was on this flight." Like, because he walked right by him getting off the plane.
Yeah.
It's like, That's
Yeah.
how far into his weird world he was into.
He's just dipping in. Now, what's he do now?
I have
Work
no
at
idea.
Safeway?
No, I don't think so.
Safeway, is
I
that
don't
still
know.
around?
I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, it's still here. They don't have Safeway down there, do they?
No,
Vons.
they got Ralph's.
Oh, Ralph's, yeah.
Safeway's dope. You guys have played 49er games, right?
We have. We're playing one coming up on December 1st. We did the ones we do now. It's like a pregame, like we play before.
Right. On the field?
No.
Okay.
It's like as people are walking in and they get them all fired up to.
Where
you know,
out front or something?
Yeah, and then. But it's inside the stadium, but it's like right when you walk in. But they did have us play a couple years ago. They had us play on the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Halftime for a sold out Dallas 49er game.
How many songs?
They had us do a medley of songs, and they made us record it and send it to them so the cheerleaders could learn a routine for us.
Yeah. And then do you guys lip sync?
No, we didn't lip sync. We did play. They just needed a recording so they could learn the song, and it was cool. It was like,
wow.
It was crazy, but you're at the same time, you would know it's not that crazy because you're so far from everybody.
Yeah.
You feel like
there's a disconnect.
A total disconnect.
Yeah, you're just out there and you're trying to be extra big.
Yeah.
and then you start looking at yourself on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see a Raider guy stab a Niner dude, and then the concert's over.
Right.
Now they're moving that candlestick down to the new place.
Yeah, I'd say unless they have us play down there, I'll probably never see a 49er game ever again.
I know, right? Now you sat on the sidelines and watched the game after you play, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than on sidelines of 49ers.
I've never done that. It was crazy.
Yeah, that shit is gangster.
Yeah, and we were playing for them too when they were playing New Orleans, and that was that crazy game where it kept going back and forth,
that was
and finally
amazing.
the last.
Yeah.
And we were there, and it's like we were in the end zone. You never think you're gonna, you never think you're gonna be at a game like that.
Yeah, not at all.
You're never at a game that's like that, and it's like, and then they end up winning it. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like that Dwight Clark, The Catch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like you'll never be at that kind of game.
Yeah. Now, what is going on with the cover bands? You guys split all the money equal?
We do.
You do?
We do.
And you have a guy that books it, or were you booking it?
Jay Segan, you met him the other night at your show.
Right. And does he have other cover bands?
He does. Yeah.
And who does he have?
He's got a band called Notorious. That's the one Buka's in. He's got a band.
Oh, Buka's in one?
Yeah, Buka's in one, and he's
What's
got
Notorious?
They started off as this Duran Duran tribute band,
Right.
and then people kept leaving, and it just kind of morphed into this just kind of a 80s cover band kind of a thing. And then he's got the Cheese Balls, and he's got Pop Rocks with Brad Brooks singing. They're amazing.
Pop Rocks is an 81, right?
Yeah.
Now, remember that one band back in the day? What were they called? You loved them. They played covers, I think, but they didn't wear costumes or anything. Somebody brought them up to me recently. They were great. Remember they had a killer singer, and they were like they played like R&B and stuff.
Where'd they play at? Curveball.
Yeah, Curveball.
Oh my
that
god,
was it.
That was my inspiration to get up and do Jackson 5.
That's right.
That guy would kick ass.
That's what I thought.
Stuff.
Now, what were they? I can't even remember. I remember they would fucking pack New Georges.
Yeah, they'd pack Slims.
They'd sell it out.
They had like I think they had like the Tower of Power horn section,
right?
And then they had those two twin girls that were totally hot that sang backups. And that Curveball sang. He was the original drummer for Primus.
Right. Okay. There you go.
And then they had the bass player from Fungo Mungo who went to be the bass player of Third Eye Blind.
Right. Oh yeah, that guy. I was just talking about him last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Curveball was huge.
Yeah.
They were like the original kind of corporate.
They were the real deal too.
Yeah.
Like they were like.
Yeah.
It was like you go in there and it's like, oh my God, this is like actual soul music.
I was talking to Varney about it last night. The Bay Area really has like, there was that time in the 80s where it was just had this flavor of like Huey Lewis, Eric Martin, Curveball, all that kind of Le Mans, that kind of thing where it was like, they all kind of you threw a blazer on,
Right.
you got a skinny tie,
Yeah.
and it was white people, man, right? It just felt like it was like that white R&B going on.
Yeah, and then we got to the point where it was kind of cover bandish, but not when we would go to the Phoenix and see like Faith No More and Primus and all those Merv and all that stuff.
all
It
that
was
shit.
like,
Merv, Mr. Bungle.
Mr. Bungle. How about those shows we used to go see? It's just unbelievable.
We saw a great show, right? We saw Jellyfish in Fresno on the Spilt Milk.
Remember what we did when we saw them? We didn't really watch the band. We watched the sound guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He was so badass. And he was just like he'd get like reverb on this, and all of a sudden the vocals up here.
He was a member.
He was like an orchestra. Yeah,
yeah. I remember we drove all the way out there to see him. There's like 30 people there, something 50.
Cadillac Club, I think.
Yeah, man, that band was great.
Ugh.
What? So now you're playing covers now. How many times a week you guys play now?
About 3 or 4.
About 3 or 4. And
Yeah.
is that mostly in the city?
It's everywhere, man. It's like it can be up north. I'm in Napa, so it's a perfect spot to be. Like I'm an hour to the city, hour to Santa Rosa, hour to Sac.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in those areas. Sometimes you'll get some Fresno things or or San Jose and all that stuff.
And you go out there and how long is your set? 2 hours?
They usually book us for 3.
Wow. Is that 2 sets?
Which is usually too long. It's usually sometimes they'll do an hour and a half set each, or they'll do 3 1-hour sets. It's usually sometimes a lot of times that's too long.
Yeah.
It's just too much band. It's too long.
Yep.
But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's great.
It seems like a good 75 minutes is good for a cover band.
Yeah.
So now you guys aren't doing Michael Jackson. You just kind of do whatever. I heard recently you guys did Kiss on Halloween.
Yeah, we did Kiss. We dressed up as Kiss for Halloween.
And then what'd you do? Did you do? I heard you had this Kiss sign there. Now where'd you get that?
No, we just.
You had
we
one
just we just made it on made a graphic on the computer, and then they just shot it up on the and it was sparkling. It looked badass.
It fooled people because Joey was like, "Yeah, man, they even had the Kiss sign." I go, "Where the fuck they get that?" He goes,
"Right.
Well, they just put money back into the show.
We do put some money back into the shows. Like we did the Blue Man Group. It was unbelievable. We got these trash cans, and we did our research and got the bald caps and totally blue.
Yeah,
and we had these holes in the trash can with lights in them, and we hooked them up to the computer. So each time each guy would hit the drum, the light would come up on our face. It was bad.
And what songs were you doing as Blue Man Group?
We did a medley. It was all on a track because we couldn't. We're just hitting garbage cans. Not gonna sound like anything. It was for the entertainment and just for the it was like an art piece almost. And started off with. In the air tonight by Phil Collins.
I can feel it. Yeah.
Then it went into like more drumming, and we did Burning Down the House, and then it went into like some Daft Punk song, and I had this computer.
Helmet?
Yeah, I had a computer like. We had this thing rigged up so I like have a computer monitor face.
Yeah.
And so when the words were singing, I was pressing my iPhone that was hooked up to the monitor, and it would change the words on my face.
That's good.
It's pretty cool.
Joey said you guys got a sound man that kind of took you guys to another level. He's like a Ron Studio style dude.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. He's young. He's I don't know, 25 or 26 now.
Right.
And he's great, man. He's kid, and he's just young and ready to.
And he does the lights and sound.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing now? You just like the thing I was talking to Joey about a couple days ago. You've been doing what 17 years?
Yeah.
Do you got kids now? How many kids you got?
2.
2, and you're on the road quite a bit.
Yeah.
Does your lady get bummed?
I think once in a while she does, but But she's a nurse, so we got those hours where we're together a lot too.
Yeah, right.
And we can get off and go be somewhere on the weekdays and go to Tahoe or go wherever vacation on the weekdays, and no one's around.
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it works out.
Do you have fear at night of like, fuck, is this going to end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Because you got to be saving money, right?
You're definitely saving money. I wish I had started saving money when it was just like cash.
The
gigs.
big money.
They were just throwing cash at us like crazy.
Like what kind of number?
Not crazy numbers, but I'd be walking home every Friday night. We'd play like 2 really short 45-minute sets, like probably 2 half-an-hour sets, and I'd just be walking home with like $500 cash in my pocket every Friday night. And then there was and then after that, Fridays were always like club shows, and then Saturdays were always like private parties because that's when they'd throw those.
Right.
So we would just get cash like crazy.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, those now whenever
IRS calls.
Whenever the guy comes with that goddamn form, right?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I'm already not making money.
Right.
And then they go, well, they knocked on my door. I got to knock on your door, bro.
That's the thing too is all the big bands are starting to knock on doors like, hey, like Bon Jovi's like, hey, we heard these guys are doing covers of our music. We want money from it. And
I was going to ask you
or
that.
the publishing
like
guys.
ASCAP.
But yeah, they come to the clubs and they're like, hey, you guys, you have to pay this much money for, the stuff you play on the jukebox, bands that come in and play.
They got that. They've had that for years, but I was wondering on the cover bands.
That's how they do that. We're covered under that.
Yeah, right. Because it's almost mob style. They have these blanket policies that all the bars have to buy. A lot of people don't understand this. Why all the fans are still just stealing music.
Yeah.
The poor bars, they can't steal music because the ASCAP and shit were like, well, where can we make money? So they find new money, which is like, well, we know you're a bar. You're not silent in here.
Yeah.
So you got to pay $1,200 a month to hear. And we know you play some, and the list has like 2 million songs. And they go, we know you play at least one song here, off this list.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that kind of thing, It was like back in the pay-to-play days when people would go like, this is bullshit.
That was me for the Devo show.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't pay, but we had to sell all our tickets.
Yeah, right. People don't understand. They're like, these fucking pay-to-play clubs. And it was like, well, if you had a draw, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't understand. You got people to the show. You don't have to do tickets.
Yeah.
It's for the bands that don't have tickets or fans. And, because to open a bar or a club doors, you're immediately at like $2,000 before the day even starts.
Right.
You got insurance, you got employees, you got the lighting, you got the electricity, you got the lease, the rent, whatever. You got toilet paper, you got fucking anything, wear and tear, microphones. People think, oh yeah, these fucking guys are making a fortune, and these clubs. They do make a fortune on some nights. Yeah. And other nights they just eat dicks.
Yeah. And all the live music places are just like, because of that, like our booking agent, Jay, he owned the Red Devil Lounge.
Yeah.
He's selling it because the very reason you're talking about right now. It's like everyone's trying to come in and get some money from here and there. And it's just
Then you got some fucker that slips and goes, I'm suing. He's drunk. Or
you have a shitty employee who'll try and sue you.
Yeah, your employee's suing you. Yeah. A bouncer punched a guy who got punched first. Right. That's always the classic. Yeah. Your bouncer beat me up. Yeah, that's because you spit on him and fucking pulled it, whatever. Right. And, it's rough out there, man. It's like, it's amazing that there's even any live music on a low level. Right. It's going to almost go back to community centers.
I can't wait till it just comes back.
Yeah.
I mean.
Now, how old are your kids?
8 and 5.
They play any music or anything?
They want nothing to do with me.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, I think my oldest one, he's just, I think he sees the attention I get on stage, and I think he might be jealous. And when I come to his school, he doesn't want me being there. And it's like,
oh, really?
We're good together, but it's like, it's just, he's not.
He's like, drop me off up the street.
Yep.
Don't wear your wig.
And he's only 8. It's so weird.
You ever do your lady in the wig?
No, never. Tommy, I think Tommy used to do that.
His lady in the wig?
Yeah, he used to wear angel wings too, I think.
And why he did his lady?
Yeah.
That's so great. But, right? Because Kiss would do chicks in the makeup.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because you just get off stage, you don't go wipe it off, you just hit it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people fucked Gene Simmons as the demon child? Right? That's so hilarious.
Yeah,
man.
if you told me like what I would have done, if you were to say, hey, you're going to be in a cover band and this is the stuff you're going to do, I would have been like, yeah, right. I mean, we sang national anthems at like Giants games and Warriors games. I remember the first time I did a Warriors game, I just walked out there like, yeah, cool. Started singing it. And all of a sudden in the middle of it, I realized like what it meant. Like oh shit. And
Yeah.
then I got nervous. I was
Yeah,
this is a piece of
Well,
cake.
people get mad when you fuck that
Well,
up, right?
Yeah, but just what it means, like,
Yeah.
to our country, it's just like, holy shit,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is like, this is an honor what I'm doing right now. And
It's pretty cool, right?
oh, it's amazing. And you like Sammy Hagar flew us down to play his wife's 40th birthday party, and like
At Cabo Wabo or
yeah,
something?
yeah, he
Oh,
flew
that's
us
dope.
down
When
there.
was that?
I don't remember what year it was. It was great though, and
Yeah.
and that was right around Hall of Fame. With the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he's like, everyone went out and went drinking. And I'm sitting backstage by myself, and he just comes in. And he's like, hey. And he just starts telling me about the whole like Van Halen feud and all that stuff. And,
Wow,
and he's
really?
just talking about it. I'm like, oh, crazy.
Wow.
And then this dude comes in.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like one of those 70s, like, the one that you buy online, like 70s, like purple and black costume with the hat and kind of pimp outfit.
Oh,
he
yeah.
walks in and he's like, hey, Jeff, I want you to meet my good friend. This is Chad. And I'm looking at the guy and I'm like,
Chad Smith, huh?
Yeah. And I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, this guy looks like, what's the actor that he looks like? Kind of like the,
I don't know who he looks like.
what's the elf guy? What's his name?
Oh, yeah, fucking
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
So I'm thinking this guy looks like Will Ferrell, and then all of a sudden it clicks. I'm like, oh, I always thought these guys looked alike, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer. Totally
you guys
cool.
played down there for her birthday?
Played her birthday, did all these songs, and then
Cabo
next,
Wabo?
next thing you know, Michael Anthony is on stage playing bass with us,
Really?
and Chad Smith, and pretty much all of Sammy Hagar's
Mike
band.
Anthony. And he's over there just hitting the notes.
Oh
You
my
know,
god. It was a 70s costume party, so I'm wearing like a Scooby-Doo outfit, and my
Yeah.
friend who was in the audience,
Scooby-Doo
he's
outfit.
like,
you had to fly with that?
yeah. Yeah, what's customs think of that?
Yeah.
And he's
Thinking you're like one of those furries?
Yeah. He says to my friend, he's like, hey, I've done a lot of shit in my lifetime. I've flown all over the world. I've done all this stuff, but I've never played with Scooby-Doo. And he walks up on stage and starts playing with us.
If I was there, I would have been Scrappy Doo.
Right. Yeah,
I like Scrappy.
Yeah.
Scrappy Doo. That's pretty cool. What was you think the biggest, best gig you played?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I really don't know. There's
Yeah.
been so many weird, crazy things. I mean, we played to so many people. It's just I don't even know.
Yeah.
I probably could have sat down and tried to really think about it before I came here, but Sammy Hagar was just fun. That was just rock and roll.
How'd he find you? He just word of mouth?
His wife liked us. They're trying to get the B-52s. The B-52s were like, yeah, we want first class tickets. We want this and that. And they're like, screw that. Let's just get Wonder Bread 5. We know it'll be a party.
Right.
And then they got all sorts of different music instead of just like Rock Lobster the whole time.
Rock Lobster.
Love Shack.
Where'd you guys stay at Cabo? Did you stay at Sammy's place or did you get hotels?
He put us up in. He put us up in this place, kind of. If you go out, you kind of go up a hill, and
that's the
there's-
spot.
it's
Yeah,
a kind
up
of
that gated community.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
So-
got like the private beach on the other side. Yeah, that's where I stayed one time, and then another
you
time.
guys played there.
We played it 3 times.
Yeah.
One time for 3 weeks.
Amazing.
Something like that. On and on, we played it a lot.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I was sending bands out there, and that was back when there was no one there.
Yeah.
Dude, it was just like a ghost town.
That's what you said. It was like, wasn't it almost like dirt streets and everything?
It was dirt streets. They had one place,
Squid Row.
Squid Row, and then the other one they had Giggle and Marlin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember when I told you we were down there and 90210 was shooting there?
Right.
And that guy, Steve, Ian or whatever, Zarin, he played Steve.
Yeah.
I remember Dana and I were in Squid Row or Giggle and Marlin, and they would hoist you up upside down like a marlin on this rope and put shots in your mouth.
Yeah.
And he was just fucking shit-faced
my
upside down. And I said, hey, there's Giggling Steve. I called him Giggling Steve to his face, and Dana laughs forever.
Oh, yeah, Dana was slapping his knee, punching you,
Hey, Will, man.
gritting his teeth.
So what do you got coming up, man?
God, playing tonight in the city at some new place. And
Yeah.
just playing, man.
You ever play L.A.?
We do, sometimes.
Where at?
Yeah. We don't play clubs. They won't.
Yeah, you played
it would be-
Disneyland ever?
No, we played House of Blues there. That's the closest I've gotten to playing there. I remember one time we played a party in down there, and there was some ABC executive, and like Jim Belushi was there, and he's like, "Hey, I want to play harmonica with you guys."
Yeah, yeah.
He never ended up playing with us, but a guy, what's his name? Not Dana Carvey, but the other guy, the one with Chris Farley. What's his name?
Oh yeah, David Spade.
David Spade. He was there, and he's like on the like doing like sneak popping pills and stuff on the dance floor.
What do you mean? He's taking pills?
He was dancing, and I like watch him, and all of a sudden he have like this little thing in his hand. He's just kind of be, and he'd be like,
Maybe he's eating Pez.
He could have been, but I don't know, man. He looked
Pez.
He looked kind of screwed up. He got up on stage with us and
That's
sang
funny,
and stuff.
man. What do you think of the city now? Is it? It seems like the greed machine's come back in, right?
Oh, I don't know.
A lot of people talking about it.
Really?
The last month or so.
Yeah.
Techies. It's different than .com. You got
Right.
these techies that they work at Apple and all those out
Right.
there, and they don't want to live out in that shitty area.
Right.
So they all live here. Guy told me yesterday, average one bedroom right now in San Fran, $3,200 rent. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
screw that. That's
Yeah.
like a mortgage payment.
He just showed me these condos yesterday that were $2.5 million in the Mission.
Yeah.
You look out your window, a guy smoking crack. I mean, what?
No, yeah, it was funny because after the .com thing died down, it was great because there's no more traffic.
Yeah,
But
right?
traffic's back, man.
Yeah,
like when I was
traffic's-
coming in to see you today, it was like I didn't hit traffic, but getting out of here, it was like I would hate to do that every day or on Fridays is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think as you see that you're lucky to play in a cover band,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, very lucky. I feel so fortunate. It's unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, luckily I'm in a band with buddies. Like all the bands that I
Those are
that I
like
cover bands.
like corporations. Those
Yeah.
bands, right?
Yeah.
Dudes are coming in and out
In
and,
out,
subbing
man.
and stuff.
And you don't know what you're going to get. A lot of times people be like, oh, yeah, we hired so-and-so band, and it was a whole different band, and they're
Yeah.
furious. They're not into that at all. I mean, for good reason.
Well, that's the thing with like Boogie Nights. There would be all these subs.
Yeah.
So there'd be like 9 versions of Boogie Nights,
Right.
and you'd never really get the good one unless
Right.
you're in Hollywood.
Right.
Which is strange, right?
Yeah. I think that's really
It's almost like a job interview.
Yeah.
Like we're interviewing for a, Tito,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
strange.
I'm fortunate, and when you say, do you ever wonder if it's going to end, we have meetings and we talk and we want to keep going with this thing. I mean, Pride and Joy has been around since we were in high
forgot
school.
about them.
They're still together. We played with them.
I think Ed Berman played in Pride and Joy for a while.
and they're still together. So I mean, we're just
Yeah.
going, man. I mean, it's
Well, I thought about it last night as I was talking to Joey about it. It would almost be funny as fuck if you guys were old
Right.
and doing it.
Right.
How funny would it be
Yeah.
to see old guys in these wigs and shit that
Yeah.
are like, Boogie Nights, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit is funny,
yeah, like
right?
old. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Old fuckers, just like, oh, my
Yeah.
back.
Well, thank God we all still kind of, we look youngish. So
Yeah.
we're good with that. And just everyone in the band knows what they want to do and they still want to do this. And everyone still does their own music on the side.
Yeah.
And they do, whatever they do. And,
You do any cruise ships?
we've done a couple, but not for, they were private parties. We didn't go on there and be like, we're the band for
Oh, yeah.
the week. We would just go, we'd be on the boat and play a couple times for
Yeah.
their party.
Oh, wow. Like
Yeah.
somebody would rent a ship for their party?
They wouldn't necessarily rent the ship, but they would block out a bunch of rooms, and then we would just play outside at night on the Lido deck or
Right,
whatever.
right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you weren't doing covers, if it ended tomorrow, what do you think you would do?
I don't know. Probably. I kind of my backup is hopefully like computer graphics. Just
You fuck around with the
Photoshop and-
computer?
yeah, I do. I do all of our stuff for.
Oh, you do?
online and
You should do my shit.
I will.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about that.
I need a dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
stuff's easy, but I just need a dude once in a while to fire up something
Yeah.
cool.
I'm in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But yeah, that's probably what I would do. I would like to just, still be in the music scene maybe somehow. I don't know what I do, like just work, like Jay, our booking agent, he does everything. He's the assistant manager for Duran Duran right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he does so much cool different things. I was
He's a
like,
booking agent or a
yeah,
manager?
He is our booking agent. You can't. I guess in California you can't be both.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
So whatever. He's
What a
both.
fucking stupid thing.
Yeah, but he's our booking, and he just books us. He doesn't really tell us what to do. He's
Yeah.
But yeah, and it would just be cool to still be in music.
How many cover bands does he have?
You got about 4.
That guy's got to have some paper, huh?
Yeah, but like I said, after
The paper dropped
after the shitty employees from the bar you own and selling the bar, and it turns in. He might. I honestly don't know what he has going money wise.
Didn't the original Counting Crows drummer be part owner of the Red Devil Lounge at first?
Yeah, he subbed with us too.
Yeah, Steve. What's his name?
Steve Bowman.
Yeah, Steve Bowman.
He used to sub for us.
He sat in. He did a gig with us.
Yeah,
my
he's
band.
Great.
That guy's a good player.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, right. He had great groove.
Yeah.
Man, really good.
Yeah.
That was weird. He plays in Counting Crows, the big ass tour, and then boom, he's out.
Right.
They didn't like him.
Yeah. It's pretty weird, man.
He probably got lucky after a while.
Yeah.
You don't have to be around Adam.
How long? Yeah. How long did he play with you?
He just did a couple gigs with us. I think like 2.
You always had great players in your band.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Who was that Jim Dog guy? He was amazing.
He's
drummer.
in Counting Crows now.
Oh yeah.
But he was in Sheryl Crow. He also played with the Dixie Chicks.
Wow.
And he played with what's the guy's name? The piano guy, the kid-looking dude. Ben Folds 5.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At the peak of Ben
Crazy.
Folds, when Ben Folds was big. All the guys in my band are still playing, and they're in big bands.
That was funny when I ran into Rami at after Bottle Rock in Napa when I ran into him in the spa. Someone's like, "Hey, Rami's in the spa, like in the steam room." He's naked. We're in there, and I'm like, "Hey, I know Dean." And then from there is just like stories back and forth.
We were just talking about that. He was on the show.
Yeah,
Bottle Rock.
So funny.
That's a great festival, right?
It was great, but they ended up owing a bunch of money to they didn't pay a bunch of people. I don't know what happened, if they just paid the bands and then screw you vendors. And then I heard after we went one day, and that was because I just wanted to see what it was like. I thought, this is going to be stupid, and it's going to bring all these people.
Some people said it was the best festival ever.
It was amazing because you have these giant stages, and all you have to do is walk 3 minutes to each one.
That's great.
And there's all these great
the
bands. The
lineup
playing.
was incredible.
Yeah.
They even had comics.
Yep.
They had I think Jim Gavin. It's one of those guys did it. I forgot. The Train Singer interviewed him on his podcast. Yeah. But yeah, that lineup was sick. Was Wilco on that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, somebody great was. Black Crows. Oh yeah, fuck it. Black Crows was on it.
Yeah, there was lots of cool shit.
Wallflowers were on it.
Jane's Addiction played.
Yeah.
Wallflowers. Yeah, I was trying to get you to come up so you guys hang out.
I wanted to go, man.
Yeah.
Sucks when you're broke.
I hear you, man.
It's like you go, well, weekend off or this $150.
Right.
$150.
Yeah.
It sucks when $150 makes your decision.
Right.
I used to not leave the house unless five grand was going down for something like, what is it? Oh no, $5,000 I had to leave the house. What a dick.
Hey, what about the time when you got us to play the Mitchell Brothers holiday party?
Yeah.
They recently asked us to do it again.
Oh yeah, you gonna do it?
No.
Oh, why not?
No, it was last year, and we were just like, we were coming home, we were playing somewhere like out at like San Diego or something, and we were just like, we'd have to like get home and try to rush and get in there, and it was like at this point, and it was like, man, it was pretty much close to a non-paying gig, and it still was this time. It was like, back then when I didn't have a wife or a girlfriend,
I think it was like $750. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like $100 a man or something. Yeah. But yeah, that was wild, right?
Yeah, that
just
was crazy.
Naked chicks are rubbing your dick and shit while you're playing.
No, it was,
I know.
Actually, it was funny. They didn't really even pay attention to us. They were more, maybe they're just more into themselves or something.
What's your favorite Del Rey story before you go?
Oh my god. Well, obviously the new one that I just heard last night.
Oh yeah,
the Bo Brady one.
Yeah.
Talked to him.
Yeah, that's too long.
Oh god. Now you put me on the spot. Definitely you having sex with that hot one-legged girl in Santa Rosa.
Oh man.
She was so hot.
Yeah, she's Calvin Klein model.
Oh my god.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, just there's so many. Drunk Booer is always amazing.
Drunk Booer.
Yeah, Drunk Booer. Just you and me, man. We would just go to those clubs, man.
Radical, right?
And it was just crazy, the Real Rock and all that, those shitty clubs, and we just have the best time. It didn't matter.
It was, and you know what I think about as I think back of those days? Didn't spend $1.
Right.
Not $1.
Yeah.
Didn't spend $1.
I didn't drink. I remember I used to always get, me and Eddie always get free drinks because they just, here you go, man.
Yeah, just
You're with
drink
Dean,
for free.
man, mayor of San Francisco. You're good.
Walk in, drink,
Own the place.
and fucking eat, and take names.
Yeah, I remember Jack, the guy at the Stone.
Yeah. Hey, fuckers.
Yeah. I remember one time, he pointed at a girl and said, "Hey, you go home with him." And to me.
Yeah.
And she went home with me. And it was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's just,
some weird Jedi mind
just
stuff.
rock and roll.
Yeah. And he'd make us burgers after the shows
Yeah, he
at like
did,
3 a.m.
man.
And
he was like the fairy godmother. Like, hey, you guys been up on coke? Now eat a little.
Yeah.
You got to eat a little. You know what I mean?
And then there was that one time when we went down to see Anthrax and Public Enemy in Fresno.
Oh God,
it's crazy. And we were upstairs, and what was the guy's name? Bob that owned the Stone.
Big Bob.
And Big Bob had that
Cadillac
down
also,
there, and he made that big spread of all that
homemade food,
just crazy homemade food, and
Flavor Flav.
you and me are eating, and we're like getting our food, and Flavor Flav comes up with his guys. He's kind of looks it over. They're like, "Here's the food." He looks over, and he just looks at it, and then he just goes, "Where's the nearest Burger King?"
Yeah,
they were out of there.
Flav did not want homemade Italian food.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck this.
Yeah. So funny, man.
Who's your rock fantasy league band?
Oh,
You
God.
get 4 guys.
I was listening to your podcast today with Harper Simon, and he couldn't really come up with anything, but I came up with something real quick.
I had Varney on, and
What was his?
and-
well, I guess you'll
and he couldn't do one either.
Oh,
He's like, I can't do it. People stall out on it. They act like it's like going to be like the I heard you on Dean's Rock Fantasy, and
I'm gonna go newer players.
okay.
I'm gonna go.
Who's on drums?
I'm gonna go. Let me start with a singer.
Okay.
'Cause obviously, Steve Perry is my favorite singer.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be my guy though.
Okay.
It's gonna be Eric Martin.
Oh man, who's my guest tomorrow?
Yeah, Eric
Oh.
Martin. Love him.
Yeah.
He's the best guy ever.
What's the question you want me to ask Eric Martin again?
Ask him about when he was on tour with Rush and they had the lab jackets and brought him in.
Rush
to
question.
the next
I got
city.
it, so I'll ask him tomorrow. Okay, so Eric Martin's your singer. If people don't know, that's Mr. Big singer.
Yeah.
But he was in a
I was more into the before
Yeah.
Eric Martin. He's obviously the most amazing singer, but I even like that solo album that you
the one I have.
the cassette you were showing me.
I love it. To me, suck for a pretty face,
Right.
man.
Unbelievable.
Gotta be 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like people, I like to turn people on to different music on the podcast because I don't want to be backed into rock is my first thing, of course, and metal. And I think you're stupid if you don't expand on music taste to listen to all kinds of shit.
Right.
Because if you back yourself into a box, you really never figure out the whole spectrum of music of like, wow, like just music in general. Maybe you don't get off on it like I do or you do.
Right.
Then that's cool. Whatever you like, fucking rock it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I sit here and say Eric Martin's one of the biggest flavors of the Bay Area for me back in the day with YNT, who Eric's opening for tonight.
Yeah.
YNT, Eric Martin, Flame, like I said, stuff like this.
Hey, what about me running into those guys out in North Carolina?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But Eric Martin, is a guy who's been in the business his entire fucking life.
And
when we were kids, he was headlining clubs at like 16.
Yeah, I sent him a recent. Remember, I was getting rid of all my band magazines, and I was sending stuff out to you guys. I sent him one of him opening for Rick Springfield at the Warfield.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we'll have him on. Okay, so he's your singer.
Yeah, he's my singer. I'm gonna go most underrated guitar player is Neil Sean.
Oh God, I love Neil.
And
I love Neil. You know what I like about Neil? The guy does coke. He fucks chicks. He rides Harleys.
Yeah.
He is underrated as a fucking
guy.
outlaw.
Right.
You know what I mean?
really is.
Recently, he just took that guy's fucking wife.
Right.
Some dude's wife. she goes. They're in the concert front row, and then backstage they take pictures, and then he's like, "Hey, email me for some fucking."
And then she was gone. The guy thought she was kidnapped, or that
she just
went
goes on
missing,
tour
and she
with
was
him.
just on tour with them.
I fucking love it, gangster. So okay, Neil Sean, you got Eric Martin.
Yeah, bass player. I don't. So a lot of the times when you have these guys on there, they're just kind of naming great guys, and
Yeah.
they don't really. It doesn't really work. Like
Yeah.
I think one time you said Geddy Lee, and I was listening to whatever the band. I was like, that's just not gonna work.
That was me.
You know?
Like,
And-
you know why? When I first came up with Fantasy Rock League, it is weird. You're kind of on the spot.
Yeah.
And I hated Rush growing up.
Right.
Can't fucking stand him. But in the last couple of years, man, that movie-
documentary got you, didn't it?
well, I went to the movie,
Yeah.
but then it was Moving Pictures. I always loved that record, man.
amazing.
I really like
Yeah.
that record.
That solo on Limelight is just
I like everything about it. So then I was thinking, well, he could be a dope ass player and
Yeah.
sing with Bruce. Whenever you have a really scratchy voice,
Yeah.
like born in the USA, and then you have like a guy that has a clean voice behind it, it has this killer harmony.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I picked him.
Yeah.
You know, I should have picked fucking like, I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? Bass is bass.
bass is crazy. Like, you know who I think is a really underrated one I would want to pick, but it wouldn't work with the band I'm working here.
Yeah.
But is Paul McCartney.
Oh, well,
Is
one
his
of the guys
bass
picked
playing
Paul.
oh, okay. I didn't hear that yet. That's
fucking
it.
great.
Paul McCartney's just amazing. Bass. God, I don't know. I don't know bass players unless.
I like the bass player from Interpol, that guy that quit, Carlos.
Yeah.
Now that guy fucking wore a cool suit. The guy looked dope as shit.
Yeah.
Chicks went crazy. He was the star of the band.
Yeah.
Which is weird when he quit, and then the band's like,
Yeah.
oh no, Carlos.
Yeah. Bass. I'm gonna say. Let's go Scott Tunis because he can do anything.
Oh yeah, well,
He can do anything.
Yeah, he really can.
Go Scott Tunis, and then drums, because I've seen him do different things, and he plays with a lot of different bands. Is that and I don't even know his name, Thomas something from the. You know, I'm into Phoenix right now. The Phoenix drummer.
Which band? Oh, the Phoenix drummer.
Yeah, he's just like.
You know, I never got
crazy.
into Phoenix.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird. I think it's because he's fucked my dream girl.
Right.
So I'm like, you're out of here, dick. Actually, Jennifer Lawrence is the goddess of all gods.
Wait, which one is she?
She's the one that's on, Hunger Games.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
She-
yeah.
Oh God, that
Yes.
Silver Linings.
God.
Unbelievable.
She's so hot, huh?
I didn't ever thought she was hot until I saw that movie.
Oh no, you got to see the movie before that, Winter's Bone
Oh, really?
or Burning Plain.
Never even heard of him.
I can't keep talking about it. I look like a jacker every episode. Hey, how about this girl?
Which is weird because she is nothing like what your style of girl is.
Well, on the earlier movies, she is.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
but you know what? I like Sophia Coppola.
Right. Because all your ex-girlfriends, they had that kind of vibe, except for one.
Yeah.
The one I used to drop you off. I can,
Which one?
It's used to call her Poo Lips.
Oh yeah, Denise. She was totally
Yeah.
outside the box.
She was totally outside of the box.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you definitely, and
I got a
even
type.
now when I see you like looking at girls, you got.
I got a type.
I know right exactly where you're going.
Yeah. I got a type, but I'm not their type.
right.
I keep saying I gotta get rich, man. Then I
Yeah.
can just pick one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's weird. Well, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a website
Yeah.
where people can hire you and stuff?
Yeah, wonderbread5.com, and then
You got a Facebook,
and
right?
Facebook, and there's Twitter too, but people don't follow band, not our kind of a band on
Right.
Twitter. It's more like Facebook for
It'd be
us.
great if you just tweeted absurd stuff like, what's your guy? You got a name on stage?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of left over from the Michael Jackson tribute band. We just went by their names.
Oh, you
That
still
was
got by Michael?
Just we don't even talk about names that much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when Mike, Mike, he used to be in Suck. Just
Yeah.
when he came into the band, the whole band just turned around, and we were all fired up to let's go, let's do this. And he just came up with his own name, which was Axon Jackson. So
Yeah. That'd be great if you were just Axl Rose for no reason.
Right.
now. Jungle.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
I want to come sing one with you, man. I was going to do it that one time.
Yeah.
We were going to do GNR or something.
Yeah.
And all right.
Well, if you don't interview that one chick, you come down tonight and sing with us.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's gonna be great if I get that.
Yeah.
Here it is. We're walking down the street. We went into a
Unbelievable.
rock gallery. Lynn Goldsmith. I think I'm gonna do her tonight, which not do her, but do
There's
an interview.
pictures.
She had photos that just knocked us out.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man, so great. I'm glad we hang out.
Me too.
And I'm glad you listen to the podcast. That's cool.
I turned so many people onto it.
Yeah, you guys like it, which is cool. If it's just you guys listening, I'm fine.
No, you got so many people listening.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. There he is, Jeff Fletcher, Wonder Bread 5, old friend. See you guys.